Hello everyone. In this module 4, that is network security module, we are going to learn elements of network security, network threats and the security methods, the cryptographic algorithms, authentication and digital signatures, etc. Overview of network security. Network security is a top priority issue in data networks. As communication networks are growing rapidly, security issues also increased. Despite enormous joint efforts by various groups to develop effective security solutions for networks, hackers continue to pose new serious threats by taking advantage of weaknesses present in the internet infrastructure. Elements of network security. The two important elements are confidentiality, that is, information should be available only to those who have rightful access to it. Authenticity and integrity, that means the sender of a message and the message itself should be verified at the receiving end. So let us look at this diagram wherein user 1 wants to send a message, that is I am user 1 to user 2. Since the network lacks security system, an intruder can receive this message and can change the content to a different message. Now the content is changed to I am user 1 and it is sent to user 2. User 2 may not know that this falsified message is from user 1 because there is no authentication. Authentication means there is no way to determine the message is from user 1, and also the content of the message, that is the confidentiality, is also lost. So let us look at the diagram B, where a security block is added to each side of the communication and a secret key that only user 1 and user 2 would know about is included. Therefore, the message is changed to a form that cannot be altered by the intruder. So you can see the message I am user 1, with the help of key it is converted to a different form which cannot be understood or altered by the intruder. So only the intended recipient with the key will be able to receive the data. So in general, we can say that there are no protocol or network architecture which can ensure full security. As we know, internet routing is based on a distributed system of many routers, switches and protocols. These protocols have a number of points of vulnerabilities that can be exploited to cause such problems as misdelivery or non-delivery of user traffic, misuse of network resources, network congestion and packet delays. Internet infrastructure attacks are broadly classified into 4 categories. First one is DNS hacking, routing table poisoning, packet mistreatment, denial of service. The first 3 attacks are related to network infrastructure and the last one is related to end systems. DNS, domain name system server, is a distributed, hierarchical and global directory that translates domain names into numerical IP address. All hosts contact DNS to access servers and start connections. Hosts send UDP queries to DNS servers. First, the query is sent to the local DNS. If the mapping of hostname to IP address is not present in the local DNS, it is forwarded to the DNS hierarchy, that is to the root server, authoritative server, and gets the translation back to the requesting host. Attack on DNS can potentially affect a large portion of the internet. DNS hacking attack may also result in the lack of data authenticity and integrity, and it can appear in any of the following forms. Information level attack. Here the server responds with the incorrect answer for the request. So this can be done with the cache poisoning, that is altering the DNS records. The attacker is able to redirect the traffic to a pre-selected site, that is to a malicious site. A masquerading attack. Here the adversary or the attacker poses himself as a trusted entity and obtains all secret information. So now attacker can stop any messages from being transmitted further or change the content, or he is also able to redirect the traffic to a different site. This attack is also known as middleman attack. Domain hijacking attack. Domain names are registered over the internet using certain tools. If the tools are not smart enough, an invader or an attacker might obtain secure information and use it to hijack the domain. If the domain is hijacked, whenever a user enters the domain name, user is forced to enter attacker's website instead to a genuine website. Information leakage attack. A DNS leak could expose the DNS query, which will include the personal information such as recipient's address and sender's address. Due to the routing of data through the unsecured path, the information eventually becomes visible to internet service provider, or it is accessible to any other entity. Now the intruder can use those IP addresses to make other types of attacks. Routing table poisoning attack is the undesired modification of routing tables. This is done by modifying the routing information update packets which are sent by the routers. Routing table is the basis of routing in the internet, as we all know. Any false entry in the routing table can lead to significant consequences such as congestion in the network. A host will be overwhelmed with the packets, looping, illegal access to the data. Two types of routing table poison attacks are link attack and router attack. In link attack, hacker gets access to the link and thereby intercepts, interrupts, or modifies routing information in the packets which are traversing in that link. The effect of a link attack is same in both link state and in distance vector protocol. If an attacker succeeds placing an attack in the link state protocol, a router may send incorrect updates about its neighbors, or it might remain silent even if the link state of its neighbors are changed. Attacker can also program a router to ensure that the packets are dropped from a particular victim, or the packet can be readdressed to some other destination. In router attack, if the router is using link state protocol and if the router is attacked, then the router becomes malicious and it can add a non-existent link to the routing table, or it can delete the link, or it can change the cost of the link. So this attack might cause the router to simply ignore the update sent by the neighbors, which will impact the operability of the network. traffic flow. And if the router is using distance vector protocol for computing its routing table, then the attacker may cause router to send wrong updates about any node in the network, thereby misleading the router and resulting in network problems. Packet mistreatment attacks occurs during data transmission and it is difficult to detect. This attack results in congestion, lowering the throughput and denial of service. The attack can be classified into link attacks. The link attacks causes interruption, modification and replication of packets, and router attacks results in misrouting of packets, thereby congestion in the network. Examples of packet mistreatment attack: interruption. If an attacker intercepts packets, then they may not be allowed to propagate to their destination, resulting in lower throughput, and it is also difficult to detect because even in normal operations routers can drop some packets for various reasons. Modification. Here the attacker will be able to change the content of the packet. The content of the packet means it can be the address or the data itself. To prevent this, the digital signatures are used. Basically, digital signature process guarantees that the content of a message has not been altered in transit. Replication attack. Here an attacker might trap a packet and replay it. This kind of attack can be detected by using the sequence number for each packet. As you all know, sequence number helps in identifying the duplicate packets. Ping of death. An attacker may send a ping message which is large and therefore must be fragmented for transport. The receiver then starts to reassemble the fragments as the ping fragments arrive. The total packet length becomes too large and might cause a system crash. Malicious misrouting of packets. Here an attacker may attack a router and change its routing table, resulting in misrouting of data packets, thereby causing a denial of service.